What's going on, guys? Scar coming at you with another Magic the Gathering video. Today's video is a little bit different just because it's kind of coming out as I've kind of come across this article. So we're kind of going to look at the state of the game for August of 2020. It just actually came out today, so I was actually caught off guard as I was kind of scouring the internet, just kind of looking at some things for Magic the Gathering, and saw that they posted kind of an update on what to be expected this month and kind of giving us a little bit of insight what's to happen in September. Some of the stuff is stuff I've already covered on the channel, as some of the stuff goes over like the new boosters, them already introduced an Amonkhet sometime in the next couple weeks, and then kind of like what this crossover is going to be from rotation and whatnot. So just overall, first off, the big thing here is really going to be going into Amonkhet. So what they're doing is they're going to be pretty much re-releasing Amonkhet into MTG Arena. I guess it was in the game early on. I actually didn't start playing on MTG Arena until like early this year in like January of 2020. So Amonkhet, I guess, started on the client back in the day, and they're just talking about how there's going to be about 338 cards from Amonkhet and Hours of Devastation, which is definitely going to give a big boost to Historic, which is definitely good for the format. Gives it more diversity, gives there a lot more playability, and just different variety of decks that you can probably play in the Historic things. It goes into the fact that you can get all these cards in boosters, also in limited events as in seals and draft, as well as an interesting and repeatable limited play experience. So that's definitely cool. So just different ways that will make you want to play like these limited experiences more often. And like I was saying before, it gives it more support to Historic, and I guess they say eventually Pioneer, so that's definitely cool as well. Definitely a cool thing. And they're also just talking about here, you know, there's a couple difference in, you know, how mechanics have worked a lot differently since Amonkhet was originally in the game to how it is now. You know, both emblem internalized cards will appear near the hand castables once respectively cards in the graveyards. Keyword expert now uses interface like sacrifice abilities when attacking. It's just a couple things like that. Like I was saying, I didn't actually really play the digital Magic back then. Back when Amonkhet was out, that was like kind of like the tail end of like me playing physical Magic, like at FNMs and preview events. So I kind of have some, you know, Amonkhet stuff, but I really didn't do too much with it in like the ways of competitive play. It was just more so doing drafts and sealed events. So that's kind of like my experience with Amonkhet. So I'm not really 100% familiar, but I'm definitely excited to kind of get my hands onto it and kind of play around with it and see really what it was all about, and kind of, you know, have fun, I guess, just like you guys, if you guys are into playing some more historic and, you know, older formats and that not. So the only thing is that they're also saying here is that there's a couple of things. There's an asterisk in this article. Like I said, there will be a link to this article in the description down below, but pretty much it's also to say like previews and stuff like that may be going up for this, other than the bolus. Saying that they also put a star asterisk at the end of the number of cards because it could change for the total cards. Keep an eye as close to the hour of maintenance draws near. So the little bit thing like that. They can also say, you know, there's also going to be an article here to get over to their article about some of the previews of stuff in Amonkhet. I'm sure you can always look at spoilers, but this will generally give what to expect in the new Amonkhet when it releases. I'm not sure if it has all the cards that are not going to be in immediately, or if they're going to be in, but it will kind of help you get an idea. I'll also leave a link for that in the description below too, if you want to check that out. They kind of give like some dates and stuff like that for when you can play Premier Draft, when you can play Sealed. So definitely pretty cool in that sense. So the next thing up, as you kind of see here as I scroll down, you can kind of see the rotation and renewal for 2021 edition. So pretty much, I guess what they're saying is in September they're going to close out the the 2020 version of MTG Arena, and they're going to move into 2021 with Zendikar Rising, even though Zendikar Rising comes out in 2020. So pretty much what this means is that next month standard bids for all skills of Ravnica Alliance for the Spark in 2020 as Zendikar rises once again. And here's just a chart, just kind of going over one of those things. I made a video on some of this about decks that you can kind of see. I kind of found an article on Reddit. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if that article was legit, but it was kind of made it seem that way just based on who was replying to the article here. But they're going to be rotating the starters with that. So there's a little bit more about that as we kind of scroll down a little bit more. But just kind of showing you like the roadmap of where I guess the client has come in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and so on and so forth. And they show current standard, and then they show the next standard, which is Zendikar Rising, Equestrian, Fencing, and Core set. The probably two sets, Equestrian and Fencing, haven't been given names. If you know anything about Magic the Gathering, they always give them code names until closer to release. But as of right now, I know it's known as Equestrian Fencing. The other thing too, they also show here in this little chart here in September of 2021, we're actually going to get Golf, which is going to be like the new set, which introduces the following rotation after this comes out, where all these sets that came out in 2019 will also rotate out. So you'll pretty much rotate all this out before M21 or M21 and before. So it'll kind of be like next August, it'll kind of be like the same State of Magic where there'll be just 2 core sets and a whole bunch of sets to kind of work around with. So actually, interesting thing, I actually just read this as I was scrolling down. But what they're going to be doing on August 13th, I guess that's when they're planning to have Amonkhet rolling out. They're actually going to be introducing a new queue play for players to join to kind of give them a preview of what rotation is going to be about, minus anything coming from Zendikar Rising, of course. But it looks like they're going to be getting a 2 play queues for just play in 2021 and standard rank 2021. Both queues are best of 1, but it kind of gives you an idea of what the game's going to be like post rotation, minus the stuff from Zendikar. These keys will be available on the 17th. At that point, the timelines converge and rotation happens. 2021 standard will become just a standard all-in-one. Additionally, players can look forward to 2021 standard artisan event the 22nd through 27th. So I guess they'll be doing a special event to also enhance, the next rotation as well, to kind of close out what we got going on here and move on to what is coming up. So the next thing up, you may have noticed, I don't know if it's actually in the game. I actually now just saw this. Also, I don't know if it's there. But in September 17th, you'll get a renewal gift. We'll kind of give you a boost in your standard collection. You'll find out these little green vessels next to your profile page. As long as you log into the game before the 17th, you'll guarantee yourself to get this little boost. You expect some bonus in card game rewards and card rise and boosters and a special card sleeve to commemorate the occasion. So just an all in all, like an overall, little boost to players who have been playing the game prior to the new rotation. Then they kind of follow it up with updated new player decks, talking a couple of things about if you complete the new player color challenges, or before that, account mastery will automatically add the 2021 deck list to your collection, building from your current collection, and granted any cards that you're currently missing. So pretty much, if any of those decks I may have gone over, if those make it into the game, you'll be granted all those cards into your collection, so you kind of get a little free boost of cards to kind of give you a little additional influx, especially if you play that more free to play budget experience of Magic the Gathering Arena. It'd just be nice to get a little additional wild cards. Though they don't really go into anything about, like, if you already own the cards, what happens then. But I mean, them making decks, especially for players who are newer to the game, it's definitely pretty cool, and giving you that boost is always good. And then they kind of go off talking about the final thing, talking about how Jumpstart is actually going to be leaving MTG Arena on the 16th. So you have until the 16th of this video in August to actually play Jumpstart. And they talk about that they enjoy it as well, and it's a matter of not if they bring it back. Right, it's a matter of when and not if. So it will definitely be coming back, probably as like a limited thing where they rotate in every now and then. We hope Amonkhet Remastered and Standard 21 queues will provide new extended ways to play. So definitely cool in that. And they kind of touch up on things in Brawl here. I don't play a lot of Brawl, but they were talking about how Ruined Halo will be added to the banned list on effective August 13th. I guess because Ruined Halo pretty much makes your commander, gives protection to whatever the commander your opponent's playing. And last but not least, and Gideon's Intervention will be added to the historic Brawl ban list as well. Yet again, 2 other things to kind of stop, your opponent from attacking. Go into a whole bunch of things about deck builder quality of life, how you can kind of like do various things. These are just definitely ways to help search for things in that sense. And then to clean up the step, return the World of Brawl Amonkhet Remastered first, but certainly not at least. MTG Arena only remastered set on the next day update, scheduled to arrive the 13th, so keep an eye out. So about 2 weeks from now, we'll be getting, or 10 days from now, we'll be getting pretty much a new update to the game, which is definitely gonna be awesome. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this kind of like little like surprise video, and I'll see you in the next one.